We need to talk about Children of Blood and Bone, the movie, the books, the author, and all of the drama surrounding it, and what I think it means for the movie that comes out next year. Special shout out to K. Copeland for leaving this comment under my last video. I've shouted you out before. We appreciate you over here. Make sure you guys leave a comment under this video so you can be featured in the next one. Children of Blood and Bone is a Afro fantasy. It's epic, and it surrounds a lot of West African mythology and Yoruba mythology. It was written by Tomi Adeyemi, and it really is so good. The first two books were some of my favorites. The last one, not so much, and I'm gonna talk about that a little later. The first two, to me, had the potential to be a great fantasy if made into film adaptations, along the likes of Hunger Games, Harry Potter, like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. It's up there, especially those first two books, and how good of a fantasy it is. I had read this book probably in 2024, very excited, found out that there was going to be a film adaptation directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, and I was really excited. Then the casting decisions came out, and the only reason I think that it was really controversial is because we were told, as the audience, the book lovers, that it was going to be a push to cast Nigerian actors and actors that really represent the characters in the book. We found out that Amanda Stenberg was going to be cast as Amari, one of the main characters in the book. Upon finding that out, a lot of people were annoyed, a lot of people were pissed, and I made a TikTok video about it. And not only that it was just a light-skinned actress portraying someone who was darker in the book, but mainly because I felt like it wasn't one of the liberties that the movie needed to take. As a person who's read the books, the only thing that is annoying about this decision is that Amari, being my complexion or even a little darker and being a little plumper, adds to her character. The hatred, or the perceived hatred, that her mother has for her leads her to the decisions that catapult the entire events of the entire book. Have I mentioned how regal you look today? Though mother says regal, the word lighter hides behind her lips. Mother places a cold hand on my shoulder, fingers light against my dark copper skin. She lounges in the garden so often she's beginning to look like a farmhand. Like she didn't coat me with powder before this very luncheon began, cursing the way my complexion makes the nobility gossip that she slept with a servant. These small things that seem super small and super insignificant build onto why Amari isn't confident, why she seems like things make her character arc mean something. I think making the announcement of saying like, oh, we're looking for Nigerian actors, we're casting a wide net, and then doing this very low-hanging fruit, obvious casting decision. If we're gonna make the announcement of the type of casting we're doing, don't piss me off. Now, the casting was announced in January of 2025, and I just want to reiterate, every film adaptation from a book takes liberties. They are going to change stuff. It is inevitable. That's usually why when a book is getting made into a film, I'm always wary, and I try not to be too harsh on it because I know it's not going to be like the book. It's very hard to one-to-one take what is from the book and make it into a film adaptation. It's just unrealistic, honestly. And all liberties aren't bad. Sometimes you have to take some things out to make a better movie, especially for the people who didn't read the book. That's not really my issue. Even though a lot of people were annoyed by Amanda Stenberg being cast, I still fully planned on watching it anyway because it's a Afro fantasy being made into film. You know how hard that is? You know how many Black fantasy books there are and people are trying to get them made into films and it's just not happening? So I was still willing to watch it. And when everyone was kind of jumping on Tomi and jumping on the casting and jumping on the director, she kind of defended it. She defended the casting decisions, even though people felt like there weren't enough Nigerian actors and actresses, even though people felt like Amanda Stenberg wasn't the right pick. She defended it. She stood 10 toes down. My problem with the drama surrounding this is what Tomi Adeyemi has done most recently. She has taken a TikTok to explain why she doesn't support the film anymore, why she won't talk about it, why she won't be asked about it, why she won't discuss it anymore. And I think that is the most messiest and disingenuous thing that has happened throughout this entire ordeal. Authors not liking the film adaptation is not new. It is not something that has never happened before. Most famously, the author of The Shining did not like the film adaptation. It is what it is. It's not something that's new. My issue is that, one, she did not explicitly state why she doesn't support the film anymore. She also seems to allude in these screenshots that it possibly could have been because of Amanda or something that has happened between her and Amanda, which I also think, one, is disingenuous. Two, she is running with the narrative instead of explicitly stating what her issue is. She is kind of fueling that fire and adding gasoline onto that fire of everybody jumping on Amanda. And whatever smoke you have for Amanda taking certain roles, whatever, if you, as the author of this movie who has been boosting it up and really, defending all the criticism that you've been getting, for you to sit here and throw one of the actresses under the bus after defending her is very, very messy. It's very messy and it's very unnecessary to me. I feel as though she would have been better not saying anything at all. Also, like I said before, it is so hard. There are so many authors fighting and going to meetings and going through this back and forth of trying to get their films made, trying to get their books made into films. For you to have gotten to this point, and the movie comes out next year. They're probably editing the movie now. For you to get to this point where filming has wrapped, where people have been putting their hearts into it, the crew, the cast, the studios, all of this has been put into this film. For you as an author to publicly reject it and basically say, well, if you support me, just buy the book because I don't support this. Knowing how hard it is for Black books to be made into films is so messy and selfish and disgusting. Honestly, I really think it is just unnecessary. There's nothing wrong with not liking the adaptation, but I do think there is something wrong with kind of, just putting this stain on it before it even has the chance to do its own thing in the box office. I do think people are still going to watch this movie, especially the people who have really no stake in the fight. People who haven't read the book, people who are going to see Regina King and Idris Elba and Damson Idris and Viola Davis and be like, I'm watching that. I don't care what it's about. I'm watching it. I think those people are still going to be there, but the main push of people, the main group of people who have read this book and despite the casting decisions was still going to go out and watch it, for you to talk to those people and tell them, I don't support it. If you support me, go and get the book. To kind of sway people away from the theater and those box office numbers is disgusting and disingenuous and so selfish and so self-absorbed. It seems unnecessary when you could have just not said anything this entire time. I personally am still going to watch the movie because I think at the core of the story of Children of Blood and Bone, it's such a good story, and I believe that these characters deserve to be seen on a big screen. And once I watch the movie, I'll be able to decide if it was like, if it's a chop, if it's okay, if it's a good adaptation. But for her to create all of this drama and all of this mess before the movie can even touch a theater, I'm not rocking with it. I don't like it at all. I'm happy that this is getting a film adaptation and not like getting dumped on a Netflix or dumped into a limited series. Even though it might not be that bad as a limited series, I do think that, honestly, if we're taking liberties, when it comes to that third book, I hope we do take liberties. I did not like the third book at all. I feel as though the third book was rushed to get it ready in some type of window before the first one came out. And I didn't like it at all. I don't think it was a good way to end it. So if we are taking liberties, hopefully, if the first one does good, then we can get the second one. And if the second one does good, then we can take a lot of liberties with the third one. At the end of the day, I am all about the story. I'm all about the characters. I deeply care about this book. I think it really is such a great read and such an expansive world. And I do think it'll be interesting to explore it in film. And that's why I hate the mess and the drama that's surrounding it. And that's really all I have to say. Let me know what y'all think about this whole Children of Blood and Bone mess. Let me know if y'all are going to watch it. I am going to watch it. I'm going to be open because even though I don't agree with the casting decisions, I don't think Gina Prince would just tear this movie up. And Tomi Adeyemi co-wrote the screenplay. She co-wrote the script. So I don't know what exactly she doesn't agree with. This is a lot of the times why writers and authors of books usually aren't involved in the writing process or in the filming process, because they usually feel like their vision and their work is compromised, which is why it's usually separated, because it is compromised. Your books and your work are not the film, and studios want to put whatever they think is going to sell. It's unfortunate. Let me know what y'all think down below, and while you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.